Good morning and welcome to another wonderful day on Oweleketv on this 30th day of July 2024. Well, so many things happening, but we are Nigerians and we believe in this nation. I don't know, but then a lot of people are finding it difficult to even get to their offices this morning, but we are right here because you deserve to know what's going on. If you've not gotten your fuel yet, just be patient. I think something good is coming up. The approval of crude oil to be given to Dangote, of course. I think Bright came to the office this morning looking very, very sharp and very excited. Good morning, Bright.
Good morning, Ramsey.
Yes, and of course, Michael said something behind closed doors before we came up. He was so excited. He said, hey, Ramsey, I'm going to do something. I'm going to go queue up after my program. And I was like, hey, come on. Don't worry. It's going to be just for a while.
I'll be queuing for like 5 hours. That's not interesting.
For how many hours?
Like 5-6 hours.
5-6 hours.
The queue is very long.
That's what is happening in Abuja right now. What about your own place, your own area? Drop how it is for us in the comment section, taking you straight to the headlines for today, beginning from the Daily Trust newspaper, where I have the big stories where I will be starting from this morning, which says a federal government to promoters why you should shield protest. 4 riders to that story. The first rider says offer to sell 500 kg of rice at 40,000 naira. Is that a reality? Okay, let's see how it's gonna go. Ask students to remain on campus. National Assembly convenes emergency sessions tomorrow. Then the last rider says EFCC begin probe of sponsors. Sponsors of what? You will get to know more details about that when you go through the Daily Trust newspaper. Hopefully, the sponsors of the acclaimed sponsors of the protest. Tinubu signs minimum wage bill. Details read on page 5. Kidnappers of Sokoto district head son brother demand 1 billion naira ransom. Okay, I think I'm going to hold my peace right here, but then just 2 more and I will be done. Federal Executive Council approves sale of crude oil to Dangote, orders in naira and not dollars as earlier speculated. Thousands of dollars flown out of Nigeria every hour. Who is saying this? The Interpol. Details of all these stories you can find on the Daily Trust newspaper. Let's move to the next paper. Michael, which paper do we have with you?
The Punch.
Okay, let's make it punchy now.
Let's make it punchy. Straight to the Punch today. Above the header, Labour excited as Tinubu signed 70,000 naira minimum wage. Details read page 13 of the Punch newspaper. Away from that, President orders naira crude sell, marketers price crash. I'll take that again. President orders naira crude sell, marketers project price crash. Details on page 69. And away from that, NIN linkage is the kicker of the story. Nigeria Communication Commission orders SIM restoration as angry subscribers protest. We saw protesters in other states. I saw Niger State. I saw some other state in the north where angry people are protesting. Why would you unsubscribe them all? People could not make call over the weekend. And then it was something else. But let's pray that that thing is rectified before we have the strike coming on. Away from that, Keyamo direct suspension of NAMA 800% charge hike. Details read page 69. PSC invites 10,000 new constables for training in August. Abuja politicians fueling banditry, says Benue governor. That's coming from Governor Ilya.
Yeah,
he says Abuja politicians are the ones fueling banditry. He was emphatic about that. And of course, we talked about this and being politically motivated. You can see now it is coming out. Details read page 6 and 9. Now the big story, the kicker, is how she protests. Security agencies begin massive soldiers police deployment. We have 2 riders to the story. MPF, that's Nigeria Police Force, places operatives on red alert. And also NCOs fortifies custodial centers. NSCDC deploys 30,000 personnel to see a way that peace and orderliness, because of course now the protest is about to be looming on Thursday, 2 days time. So security agencies are taking preemptive measures. We spoke about yesterday. We'll pray that it will be peaceful because unscrupulous elements are already preparing to to take charge. So that's the size of the package we have. Punches, but do well to pick a copy and enjoy. Over to you, Bright.
All right, thank you, Michael. With me today, I have the Vanguard newspaper. The first story I have here is barring of phone lines heightens tension amid protest scare. Barring of phone lines heightens tension amid protest scare. Another story we have here is gunmen abduct monarch son. 5 others kill custom officers in Sokoto and Kebbi. Another story is Tinubu directs NNPCL to sell cruise to Dangote and others in Naira. The big story here we have today is hardship. Nigerians have rights to peaceful protest. That's coming from the presidency. We have one other to that story. As pro-government rallies rock in Nigeria. We have another story here which says it's time to deal with criminality and restore peace in the Northwest. This is coming from Governor Sani. And the last story I'll be taking here on the Vanguard newspaper today is hardship. Igboho moves against nationwide protests. Sunday Igboho moves against nationwide protests. And that will be all for the Vanguard newspaper. Over to you, Mr. Ramsey.
Well, thank you very much. Right. Let's quickly get to the Nation's newspaper and see what we have on the Nation's. Just a few more will be taken before we get into the big story, which is staring at us right now. Now beginning above the header, NCC direct telcos to restore bad lines. Yesterday we talked about it emphatically on the review, and this morning we need to let the people know what the feedback is all about. So if you want to get more notice and information about this, stay tuned for the review, which is going to be coming after Outnumbered this morning. 10,000 police recruits begin training August 10. All right. Then this one says federal government okay sale of crude to Dangote orders in Naira. The big story said law compels all employers to pay 70,000 Naira minimum wage. If you have anyone working for you and his or her salary is not up to 70,000 Naira, you need to up it. And those who are already collecting certain amounts, there is a percentage that need to be calculated into their salaries. Henceforth, that's what the law is saying, and they said they are compelling all employers to do so. All right, more details will get to you from the Nation's newspaper, so you can pick a copy so you can actually understand more of what it's been said right here. And that's going to be the size of the headlines from the Nation's newspaper this morning. Let's go on a quick break. After this break, we'll return and we'll talk about the looming protest. And the federal government have given reasons why they felt the protest shouldn't continue. But then Nigerians are saying it is a no-no, and we need to x-ray the reasons given by the federal government after the break.
Follow us on our social media handles at Oweleketv. Visit our website at www.oweleketv for a thrilling journey. Oweleketv, rising star at the fairground.
Welcome back from that break. It is Outnumbered still live on your screen, reaching you live and direct from the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Nigeria. This is the big story. It's really big. It's no longer news that the nation is somehow boiling because of the impending protest. The federal government have done what they think they could do. As of today, we heard that a 50 kg of rice will be going for 40,000 Naira. That is about the half of a bag of rice. Then some trailers, some trucks of rice will be distributed to states apart from the initial 20 trucks that we heard about. So many things happening. But then the federal government this morning are now very particular, speaking to promoters of protests. But then it's like the federal government is looking at something different. Instead of looking at the cause of this protest, more attention seems to be on people who are being allegedly called instigators of this protest and promoters of this protest. Now the federal government is saying this to promoters of the protest, why they should shelve the protest. And one of the reasons is that they said they are offering to sell 50 kg of rice for 40,000 Naira, and they have asked students to remain in school. The National Assembly will convene for an emergency session today. Then EFCC begin probe of sponsors. Two things we'll be looking at today: the provision of 50 kg rice for 40,000 naira. Then the probe of sponsors. Who are the sponsors? What are they using to know these people are sponsors? All right, let's get to you first of all, Bright. Looking at this statement, why they felt the federal government should federal government said promoters of this protest should shelve the protest. The protest shouldn't hold. They should just put a stop to it. And one of the reasons is that they are offering 50 kg of rice. Is that the solution to the problem?
I think when the federal government is actually trying to dissuade people from going about the peaceful the planned protest, is because of the fear that it might end up not being peaceful as planned. Because we know that a lot of people, a lot of elements also might want to hijack and sabotage the process in the process of, you understand, trying to hide under the guise of this peaceful, of this particular peaceful protest, because of the current fragile state of the country. I think that's what the government is trying to.
No, now they are saying
they
are saying we're going with what's on the paper right now. They say they want to reduce the price of rice. Okay,
Yeah,
it's been sold originally at 80. The last time I checked, it was 80,000 naira for a bag of rice. They said they want to reduce it to half. Okay,
Yeah, I think
40,000 naira, and that's the reason they want the strike not to hold anymore. Is that reason enough?
Now, the plight of the people, majorly this period, you can all hear that it's called a hunger protest. Aside the end bad governance protest, one of the themes of the protest is actually themed a hunger protest. That people are hungry, they're no longer able to eat or afford these things. So the government coming out to say, okay, we're going to be doing a lot of quick measures to make sure these things come down quickly, you understand, shows that they are responsive, shows that they are listening to people. They don't really want this thing to really get out of hand, you understand. So at the end of the day, we won't be having to go through what we went through in the year 2020 when the NSAS protest came, and you know all that came with it too. So they're trying to work, trying to bring in precautionary and preventive measures to help salvage the situation before it gets out of hand. You understand? So it's actually themed the end bad governance and end hunger protest. So the government coming out now to offer to sell rice at a subsidized price is actually a very welcome idea, but they should have done this earlier. But actually coming out to this means that they are responsive and they have heard people without them coming out.
Oh, okay, hold your thought for a minute. Like it's been said here, can we say this is a control measure? Why would the government always allow these things to happen before they come up with control measure? Where were they? Okay, the people in charge, all right? Why were they not thinking of doing all of this until there was an agitation for protest before all these measures started coming up?
I think the first thing now is that the government has actually been doing a lot of things from what we have been reading on the papers. We read the papers here daily. So I think the problem I have right now is that Nigerians don't actually hold their people responsible, the people in charge of these things responsible. We have a lot of agencies that are in charge, are giving a lot of things to help salvage some certain situations. We have...
Yes, I understand what you're saying, but hold your thought for a minute. When you say the people are not holding those in authority accountable, what do you mean? Who is to hold who accountable here? Because I feel if the federal government or the president, for instance, gives someone an assignment, it is the prerogative of the presidency to monitor and supervise the people who are supposed to reach out to the people at the grassroots and hold them accountable. So when you say the people are not holding those in authority responsible, how do you mean?
Now, for example, what I mean is that we have a lot of elected people.
Elected officials like the House of Rep member representing constituencies,
various positions. So, and at the end of the day, we keep getting our fingers pointed at only the federal government, which is the presidency, which to me I really see as a loophole in our society, because those people seem to get away with anything they are doing. Because we saw that in December, we saw where they were giving trucks of rice to share to their constituencies, which a lot of them did not actually do what it was meant for. You understand? A lot of them actually converted it to their personal rice to stock of their warehouse. A lot of them actually started giving to their family members only. You understand? So these people are not actually held responsible. They receive these things from the government and do whatever they like with it.
Without
and the people in
minding
their
the
constituency, you understand? So I believe if we start pressuring these people from the constituency, they are the ones that will go and pressure the federal government to answer us.
Okay.
They are the grassroots people that we should hold accountable.
Okay,
When we hold them,
I'll
we
come
hold
back
the
to
presidents
you.
to us.
I think this same thing you're saying, I've asked someone before. I've asked a lawyer before, because a lot of people, like you are educated, you are read, okay, and you are in the public space and you know these things because most times when you speak, I look at you as someone that interface with people in authority and governance. So can you spell it out to the people, the procedures, okay, the legal procedures to be taken to call these people to order when these things are not properly done? Because let for the people, they may feel, okay, maybe going to destroy the property of the office holders is ultimate for them, because the layman thinking. So as someone who knows these things the way it's supposed to be done, what are the procedures? How can these people actually checkmate the activities of the people in authority before I get to Michael?
Very good. I think they have constituency offices around the federation across the geopolitical zones of the country. Every senator has his constituency office in his constituency from where he's coming from. So I think that is an avenue for them to reach their people at the grassroots.
So how do they reach them?
So when
go meet them in the office? Do they stay in the office at the constituency?
They drop message to them, but that's
how does that work in Nigeria?
You understand?
You drop message for someone in the office,
but I'm coming
accusing the person, and it works.
No, I'm trying to address a point now that if the society is ready to address these things, this is how it should be done originally. These people are the ones.
No, I don't seem to agree with that, because you know how it happens. The power that be, when these people are in authority, they have this clause, and they have this power. You remember the go-to-court syndrome that happened after the 2023 election, and you know the resultant effect of all these happenings. How possible do you think it will be for you to write a letter or whatever, drop in somebody's office, and you want the person to read the letter and react to it? What are the legal process? That's what I'm asking.
For example, what you're asking me now is something that if you write letters and it's been ignored, they can go out about the letter in a peaceful protest around the constituency. Let there be that form of presence. Let the senator actually get that point that, oh, these people are not actually happy with me. There is a law that says we can call back a senator.
So what's the procedure of calling back a senator?
I'm not an attorney. I'm not in the judiciary.
Okay,
so
okay. Meaning you don't have full information of what you're saying. All right, just hold your thought for a minute. All right, like he has said, okay, let's get to it now. All right, the protest is about happening. We've been talking about this protest, and we will keep talking about it until it comes and go. Like I was trying to ask him if just giving the people, all right, bags of rice, which we don't know if this is really obtainable or it's an audio promise, because we've had in the past, and I never got. I don't know if any of you got actually. But then, this time, can we say this is a control measure? This is happening too late? And the second question is probing sponsors. Who are the sponsors? How are they being probed? All right. What did they use to ascertain that these people are actually the ones engineering this protest? And are they engineering a violent protest or a peaceful protest? Is this what the government should be doing? Because it's just like you saying, I want to ameliorate the problem. Okay, you are petting and you are flogging at the same time. So what do you think of this?
I think the first question, which is about, you spoke about the way to address the distribution.
The reason why they say they should stop the protest, Shelve the protest, is because of rice they want to give out.
It's already
40,000 naira. How many people have 14,000 naira in the first place?
The momentum is sporadic. It's in every state right now. And we saw what is happening, because if the Minister of Information and National Orientation comes out, that's Mohammed Idris, comes out to say that the federal government or the presidency is already protesting by trying to address the grievances of Nigerians, the protesters, That is the first interim measure taken, which is distribution of 20 trucks of rice, reduction of price of up to 50%. Remember, distribution of that rice is going to the poorest of the poor in the society. But we've not seen clips, facts, and figures where these things are being distributed. Is there a video circulating on social media right now showing distribution of rice to the poorest of the poor in society?
But I feel,
have you seen that?
Just in a minute. What I feel is, as a media person, it's your prerogative, is within your jurisdiction to carry out research.
That's what I'm saying.
Did you carry out research?
I have not seen that distribution right now.
Okay.
If you have seen, I haven't seen.
I didn't see.
Because the paper has been putting it. Remember the last time we spoke about 250 trucks distributed to each state in the federation, but we have still not seen facts and figures. Right now, reduction of prices. When you go to the market, you don't meet 50 kg bag of rice at 40,000. So right now, as we're speaking, so that means there are stipulated centers, specified centers.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Bags of rice.
Yes, that's exactly what they say.
That's what it means here, because
it's not going to be on the shelf now.
Because go to the market right now, the price is still outrageously.
80-something thousand.
It is something else. So we are yet to see that. And also, let's go to the next one, which you spoke about. Is it a damage control, and how they can probe the sponsors of these protests? Remember, we talked about defense, intelligence, and the DSS coming out to say that they know the sponsor, the perpetrators, the unscrupulous element, the financiers. Okay, if you know them, what have you done to stop them? Was it the general thing that Nigeria Communication Commission did that has made people to start protesting, blocking people's lines, barring lines from making calls? Are they the sponsors? If you knew the sponsor, do what we call specific SIM simulation and barring. Do it to those people that you know are the financiers, not all Nigerians.
I feel just buying their lines. It's not enough.
This morning they've also been redirected to open the lines. That means
that's even by the way. I think.
So how is EFCC probing the sponsors? That means the sponsors are already known. So why would you allow them to? The momentum is already on, and in 2 days' time, we are going to say protest, but then we pray that the unscrupulous element do not hijack it, which is what the Minister of Idris Mohammed.
Okay, just hold it up for a minute. This is the last question because we're rounding up now. Talking about this probe, there is a popular saying and belief and a school of thought that this protest, okay, may be hijacked by some persons, okay, who may be paid to do so, contrary to the original intention.
Absolutely.
Then secondly, this probe now, what do you think could be the criteria used, all right, to pick out these people who are called sponsors? Can you think within your imagination that this could be just a pinpointing of finger to some form of innocent persons who have been tagged as anti-government or anti-APC?
I believe the FCC coming out to say they've identified sponsor. They should have facts, and because you don't start probing people that you are that is based on speculation. There's what we call speculative probing, and there's what we call factual probing, what we call definitive probing. These people have been found wanting. Remember, we spoke about how Facebook were able to detect people with fake accounts. How can EFCC detect those that are financiers of the unscrupulous elements? How do you detect that? Do they have excessive money in their distance? Are they already making calls through that? Like I said, these people can actually be gotten through communication signal, because there is no way, even when they are using indigenous languages. Remember that these anti-graft agencies, EFCC, DSS, they have what we call code language and language identification signals.
All right. Thank you very much.
Be gotten through that way. Yeah?
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Bright. This is insightful, educational, and informative. But then, Nigerians, we want to speak to you. As you get ready for this protest, as many of you that are ready to go out, make it peaceful. And one thing you should do is dish out intelligent information to the DSS, okay, and the SSS, everyone, all right, that needs to bring at least arrest situations that may lead to the escalation, okay, making this protest violent. All right, this is going to be the size. Whatever the DSS is doing, we are not saying bring out these people because it is an intelligent information. We're not asking you to unbear your intelligent informations. But then, People who have been tagged as sponsors should really be investigated, and every plan they have made to make this protest violent should be arrested, because that will also be to the interest of all Nigerians, because Nigerians are real. They are serious about the real situation on ground, which is the reason for this protest. My name is Ramsey, and I'll come on your way again, same station, same time, and that's going to be tomorrow. Bye-bye for now, and have a wonderful day ahead of you.